This is BBC One.
The 6 o'clock news from the BBC with Peter Sissons and Andrew Harvey.
Good evening. The headlines at 6 o'clock. London in Romania, the people take to the streets again to make sure democracy survives. And the Maoris give Prince Edward their traditional greeting at the Commonwealth Games. Now the time is 6:16.
The headlines tonight, the report into protests at Wapping.
The official report into the police action at Wapping 3 years ago, obtained by the BBC, criticises the deployment of officers as both violent and undisciplined in nature.
As South Africa's cabinet meets to discuss reform and the release of Nelson Mandela, the Foreign Minister Pik Botha says, "I think we will return to international respectability soon."
And the chief Soviet spokesman, Gennady Gerasimov, says perestroika will go on and so will Gorbachev. He declares to reporters who is going to preside over the dissolution of the Soviet Union, not Mr. Gorbachev. Judgment, if it is right, is mine, and if it is wrong, is mine.
The opposition
Here at 9 from Philip Hayton and from me, good evening.
Latham?
Hello, Tinkerbell.
Division told me you were back in the field. Know what you need?
Yes, 30 yards of dental floss garrote wire, a 12-bore pump-action stapler, and a 5-pound bag of your finest stun potatoes.
Oh, and the scuba trousers, black, high cut.
You've been away a long time, Latham. Here, your 4929.
Ingenious. What is it?
It's a Barclay card, Latham.
Yes. And?
Over here.
Ah, the mission.
No, the places that take Barclay card. Sign here.
A Barclay card?
That's all you need, Latham. Sorry, old stock. Back way out, please.
If we are attacked by nuclear weapons, these are the warning sounds you must recognize. First, the attack warning. If an attack is expected, the sirens will sound a rising and falling note like this. Next, the fallout warning. When fallout is expected, you will hear 3 bangs in short succession. They will be sounded by means of maroons like this. Or you may hear 3 gongs like this. Or 3 whistles like this. These all mean that fallout is expected. Warnings of the attack and of fallout will also be broadcast. When the immediate danger of air attack or fallout has passed, the siren will sound a steady note like this. Here are the warning sounds again. Attack. fallout.
When it's time again to think of something new, lean on pork, lean on British pork.
This is BBC One.
Could you give us some idea just how big the operation at Senalaga is?
Well, we're the focal point here, Mike, of all the reinforcements coming in from the United Kingdom, both by air and by road. And I suppose over the period of Lionheart, taking the regulars and the reservists from the United Kingdom, we will see something like 25,000 from the air and about 8,000 vehicles coming into the core reinforcement group and then going out again.
Now, one of the big criticisms of Exercise Crusader 4 years ago was that the reinforcements from the UK simply weren't getting to the front quick enough. Now, what are you doing about that?
Well, we're making sure that they don't stay here any longer than they have to. They come in, they marry up with their transport and they go forward. If there's any question about delay because their transport hasn't arrived because of a delay on the line of communication, then we'll move them out by helicopter or by road or by rail as quickly as possible because their brigades and their divisions need them in the field.
Could you give us an idea of, say, just one reservist? How quickly would one reservist get from the UK to the front line?
Well, I'll give you an idea. Yesterday I travelled on a train from Gütersloh to here with an individual reservist. He lived in Bournemouth. He was called up at 9:30 yesterday morning. He was on a train at 7 o'clock last night out of Gütersloh. He came into here, he had a meal, and he was on his way again on a train at 1 o'clock this morning, and he must have been with his divisional headquarters and signal regiment by 3 o'clock. So within about 18 to 20 hours, that man was from his home in Bournemouth in the field in a trench somewhere in the 4th Divisional area.
I would think some of the lads must be a bit shocked when they arrive here. No sooner do their feet touch the ground at Gütersloh than they're whisked up by train or some other form of transport at Senalaga, and they turn round and they're on the move again.
Well, that's right, but we can't afford to have them hanging about. They've come here to do a job, and the fact they may find their mess tins are still wrapped in brown paper when they arrive in the front line means that perhaps their units there have got to be a little bit more compassionate towards them.
Now, obviously, this is the peak time this weekend.
Yes, indeed.
Have you had any major problems as of yet?
Well, we'll have delays, and we've had aircraft which have not met their flying schedules, which means trains have not met their schedules and so on. But I think we've got a flexible enough system to move chaps by helicopter or by road or by rail to sort of cope with them. I mean, we've had trains stopping at the wrong station and people getting out, and other trains stopping or not stopping at the station and people not getting out. And of course, inevitably, transport would be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I mean, these are just the hiccups that one learns to live with and deal with on the spot.
But you haven't lost too many of the tens of thousands yet?
Not yet, not yet. It's early days.
And just how vital, finally, Noel, is Senalaga's role here with the reinforcement phase of Lionheart to the overall success of the exercise?
Well, it's vital, because unless we get the units married up here, the road and the air parties, and get them forward on time to meet the commander's plan at all levels, from brigade level upwards, and to meet the corps commander's overall plan, we just won't be in a sort of battle position ready to meet the enemy.
Now, speed is the object of the exercise as far as the reinforcement phase of Lionheart is concerned. 3 miles up the road, on the grass of Bad Lipspringer, 6 Pumas and 1 Chinook, Murray of Gütersloh, await the arrival of the next batch of troops to ferry forward to the front. 280 of them arrive by coach, both territorial and regulars from the United Kingdom. Having been processed by the corps reinforcement group in Senalaga, they're driven up here, immediately divided up into smaller groups, loaded onto the helicopters, and then taken forward to the battlefront.